Now, hello everybody, wee Paddy from across the shuck, and this is part of my knife collection again, and tonight we're going to have a look at my Ganzos, and I have a few. There's about 24 down here. I know there's a couple missing somewhere, but I haven't a clue where they are at the minute. So this will do us for the minute. If I find them before the next video, I'll throw them in with that. So I'm just going to get started. Look, what I've got, folks, I've wrote down every one that's on there. So I'll leave that there for you. Take a screenshot if you want. I'll put it up at the end again for those who forget. But this is just a list of what they are and where they are on the board. Okay, so you'll be able to see them. Now, I shall start. Let's begin. Let's not waste any time. This is the F759M. This was one of my first Ganzos and still probably one of my best Ganzos, one of the best buys. It's in 440C. It's just a lovely, it's a delicate copy, a bird copy, whatever you want to call it, but it's Ganzo all over it. Beautiful little knife. Highly recommend them. If you can't afford a Delica or you don't want to spend that much money on a Delica, this is a brilliant option. You get them for usually under $10. That's a straight blade. I've got this one, and I bought this one with a serrated because somebody had wanted me to sharp and serrated, so I was showing them how I do it, and I just keep it in the channel for that purpose. And now, I hear people saying that Ganzo don't do small knives. This first 6 are all small knives that Ganzo have made. Here's another little one. This is a Ganzo G714, and this is the BRD 4116 German steel. It's a cutlery steel. It's actually pretty good. I've had really good wear out of them, to be honest with you. This knife is well used. This was just these are not, this is a liner lock on this, and everybody thinks Ganzo was just, flippers. So this was a really cheap, again, it was under $10. Great little knife, nothing wrong with it whatsoever. It's a bit of a throw in the drawer and use it for everything knife. Here's another little knife, and I believe this is a clone of something else. I don't know, I think it's maybe a buck or something, I'm not sure. But it's a beautiful looking little blade. Not too keen in the back, but again, it's just another knife. That's, what's this, number 4? This is the F713M in 440C. A lovely backlock penknife from Ganzo. Very, very comfortable in the hand. Lovely. Now, there's videos on all these on my channel. You just have to go back and find them. I should really see how about putting them all into one place, my Ganzos. But that is a lovely knife. Deep carry pocket clip. And a lot of people don't seem to know about these, but if you go on GearBest, they're still selling this now today. It's about $10. It's a great little knife. It doesn't have the best of actions, but you just pull it out and it locks. That lock back is brilliant. Really lovely knife. And it also is in the, it's 440C, yeah. 440C. Now, well, it's a lock back. Couldn't find it. And then here's another little Ganzo with an aluminum body, and it's got that grip tech on the sides of it, which is really effective. Again, this doesn't flip particularly well, but if you pull it out and just use it as a penknife, it's a lovely little penknife, small, again, deep pocket carry clip from Ganzo. So they've been doing them for years. You know, most people don't know. This is amazing. This lay in my sink and was used just as around the house. It was soaking wet and it still didn't rust. And it is in the BRD 4116 steel, the German steel. An absolute wee worker, really is. And they strop back just super with it. So, it's another great little knife. This, again, is probably my favourite small knife from Ganzo. Look at that blade shape. There's a small version and there's the larger version. This is a F753M. And if you just take the M off, that's the larger version, which are both available still on GearBest. Now, they might be on other channels like Fast Tech and things like that, but I don't really look there too much. AliExpress still do them, and that's 440C, but that is a beautiful looking little knife. And this is when they first started bringing their carbon fibre out, you know, around that time. Beautiful action on it. And this is one of the older ones that you had to wait nearly till it wore in. And this is one of the The cleavers that came out, sorry, this has been used. I have used this to death. It is so battered, sorry, but it has had some use. What a lovely little cleaver. A lot of them had a bit of blade wrap, I believe. I think I was lucky I didn't have it on mine. But just a lovely shape. And I beat this to death. Beat it to death. It's a great little knife. There we go. The Ganzo cleaver. Now, here's another one. This is one of my recent acquisitions. It's one I hadn't had before from Ganzo. And the cleaver was the F755 in 440C. This is the G732 in 440C. A beautiful, I think this is a copy of the Endura. It's a big knife. Lovely long blade on it. Lovely comfortable handle on it. I dyed the scales. This was camo. And it's now become one of my favourite work knives or a kitchen knife. It's just a lovely big knife. Really, really do like this. We got that a couple of months ago. Again, videos up on the channel. And then here's one of my most popular ones. This is a copy of the Rat 1. Or it's not a copy of the Rat 1 because the Rat 1 doesn't have an axis lock and it doesn't have Ganzo written all over it. But it's a little bit smaller than the Rat 1, but it's in that lovely wooden handle. It came in the G10 as well and carbon fibre, but the wood is just beautiful. Absolutely. It's just impregnated wood. But a beautiful knife and a great, better blade steel than Oz 8, I believe. 440C is just a bit better. But I mean, just a lovely knife. And then here was my knife. And this was my favourite knife for ever such a long time. This was my copy of the 940. I loved this. I've had it in every colour you can think of handle-wise. And this is the one that I've kept, the carbon fibre. It's so nice in the hand. Nothing like a 940. Looks a bit like it, but it's a big chunky knife. And I just still love it. I can't get rid of it. And it is the F756 and it's 440C as well. The next one's a copy or a clone of the PM2 and it is the G729 in 440C. Again, a lovely, really worked this knife. Had this one for years and years. Just a great worker and sharpens easily. That's just, that's all I can say. It's a great worker with 440C, sharpens easily. And then this was when Ganzo started to up the game with, this is the first one, I think, of their really good ball bearings. This is just an excellent, really excellent knife with ball bearings. And this is the FB760, again, 440C, which I do not mind at all in a budget knife that's $20. Do you know what I mean? These are cheaper now on GearBest. If you go, these older models, you can pick them up usually between $15 and $20 delivered. Absolutely cracking knives. That is just a beautiful knife and a beautiful blade shape. And this one is another big work knife. Look at that for a big work knife. This is the F761, again 440C. But look at that blade. It is just a whopper. Oh, it really is just... I haven't done or oiled these now. Some of these for... I can't remember how long. And yet they're still free enough. They could all do with a wee drop of oil. So we're on to the third line now. And we'll go to the top. This is FB762. Again, this was ball bearings and a smaller sort of knife. Beautiful in hand. Lovely holes, relief holes right the way through it. Nice back spacer and coloured again. This was the first time that Ganzo had done this sort of thing. Beautiful action on the knife. Absolutely gorgeous. And the next one is one of the now very modern with D2 steel. And this one is the FH31 with that lovely sort of, I don't know, Warncliffey, sheep's footy, just a lovely blade, let me tell you. A lovely working blade, really is, and ball bearings and D2. Just a lovely knife. And then this was the one that started all. This is the FH11. And this was the first D2 one they brought out. Isn't that just a beautiful blade? Now, I know there's lots of other knives out there. This one's a liner lock. We've gone away from the axis locks this last couple of knives, and for next 6 knives we were all on flippers. So some frame lock and some liner lock. This was the other iteration of that, which was all steel, but it was stone washed. Beautifully dark blades, a really lovely looking knife. Again, just exactly the same as that, except it had a frame lock. And again, D2 steel, just a joy, an absolute joy at just over $20. Couldn't be beat. So that was the FH13, that was the FH11. Stepping back just for one more, this was my favourite, one of my favourite knives before the D2 ones came. Beautiful blade, not as big as this one down here, the F761. This is the F763, but just a smaller version, much more handle. And this had an action to die for. Just amazing action. Look at that. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. So this was my favourite before they went to the D2. And obviously the D2, probably because the steel was a bit better, it was ball bearings, and they had to take their place. So the next one was the FB. No, it wasn't FB, was it? FH20. Where am I? Yes, sorry, FH21. I don't know what I'm doing. FH21, which is one of my favourite of the D2 models. Just a lovely blade. Reverse tanto-ish drop point type of blade. Really lovely. Lovely worker. Lovely in hand. Very, very slim. And this is when we, went back to the deep pocket carry clips again. Next one is the FH51, which is... I dyed this one myself now. It used to be sort of something similar to that. It is a beautiful, beautiful knife. I love this little knife. Probably I have a review coming very shortly, so I'll not spoil it for that. But that is just a gorgeous little knife. Gorgeous. Now, we'll go up to the top again, and this is the FH41, which is the last in the line of the D2s. Probably my favourite of the lot. Not the strongest D10, but it wouldn't fall out on your pocket. It is gorgeous. Really lovely blade shape, really lovely handle. It's not got anything that's going to annoy you. You just grip onto it, and that's it. It's lovely. Deep carry pocket clip again. So Ganzo really hitting the mark with, ball bearings, deep carry. Then this is the newest one where they've sort of mixed the old and the new. It's the new styling. Well, this is the G10. Look at the pattern. Look at the milling. Look at that beautiful blade. That is just a stunning blade. It is incredibly comfortable in hand. It's deep carry, but they knocked it down a bit because these ones were really high. And when you were powering through, gripping like this to do it, the end of the pocket clip was just cutting the arm off you. This now, I don't feel it at all when I'm in the grip. So absolutely lovely, for me anyway. Again, ball bearing action, just beautiful. Now we're going to come to the last two, and these are two very, very special knives. I'm going to the bottom one first, and this is the F716 in 440C. This was made for me, this was modded for me by JT's Knife Life. Look at that on that blade. He done Stephen, all the hardware he brassed for me. Isn't that just beautiful? The clip he done the same as the blade. It is just a stunner. And he put PPP, Paddy's potato peelers, on the front of it. And isn't that just gorgeous? That's the knife that could never leave a collection. Never, ever, ever. I just love it. And then, not only did I get one done, my friend Dean Nugent down in Dublin done this for me. Look at them shamrocks all over the blade. All over it. And then he has, where has he? He's got my initials on the inside. Oh, you can't really see it. My initials are in here. SA, which is my true initials. So, a lovely knife, all modded. And again, he brassed all that. He made this beautiful lanyard for it. So I've been a very lucky boy to get two knives modded just for me that can go nowhere else but my collection. I think that works out at about 24. I think there's a couple about the house somewhere. I think I've one that looks like a stretch. but there's another couple maybe. But Ganzos, I just find them incredibly difficult to get rid of because at the beginning of my channel, I just loved Ganzos. I come from a country where we didn't have knives for a lot of years. You know, you weren't allowed to carry anything. And when I started this collecting a couple of years ago, well, it's about 2.5 years ago now, I seen these, and these were masterpieces. I know that in America and other parts of the world, it wouldn't have been like, but these were masterpieces to me. I just had never seen anything like it. You know, I just absolutely loved them. Sorry, I've just dropped my bit of paper. Ooh. So, I just fell in love with these, and no matter whether I got other knives that were, you know, of higher quality, I knew that my collection was going to be made up of mostly budget knives, because for the quality and what you get in these, I just think they're unbeatable, and I still can't get rid of them. Some of them are only, you know, worth $10 to $15, but they made my journey through this madness, if you like. Just bearable, because I could afford to buy them. I didn't have much money. I could afford to buy them, and they kept it padding the channel out, and they still get me great numbers today when you put them up. But I buy them now today because I love them as tools. They're amazing. Yes, look, there's 24 knives, apart from all the other ones I've got. So I don't get to use them every day, but I do use them. They're in some sort of rotation in my head, and I do use them as often as I can. I have my beaters that I'll use for certain things, but I just keep coming back to them, and every now and then they'll get a wee go in my pocket because they're so good. So, thank you very much. This has been long enough. There's that list again. Now, let's put it the right way around. There's that list again of the knives. You can Photoshop it. So they're just numbered. There's 7 in the first row, 6, 7, and then 4. So you'll be able to pick out which one you want, and it'll tell you what it is if you want to order them. I say I order from GearBest. I get very little from GearBest now. A lot of problems, but they're still there. They're ordered. I never had problems with delivery. I'll have to say I never had problems with delivery. But there we go. Great knives. They're all over the place. AliExpress, Fastnet. There's another boy in America does them. They're worth getting a go. If you can get some of them older ones, they're so cheap now. The older models, this sort of side, they're worth getting. Really worth getting. Excellent knives. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much for your patience. I have a lovely cup of tea here. I'm about to go and do a live video. Good night. Paddy's gone. Now, bye.